If you're an anxious person and you had an anxiously attached type of caregiver situation where you learned to do two things, this video is for you. When we talk about anxious attachment, we're talking about a consistent inconsistency, a lack of predictability in the responsiveness of the caregiver. I'm going to say that again. A lack of predictability. I don't know what to expect with regard to how my caregiver, my parent, my primary parent especially, how they responded to me and to my needs, to my hunger, to my fear, to my sadness, to my need for love and connection, all of it. And the second thing is over-involvement in the parent's state of mind. What does that mean? That means the parent's emotions and world and issues spilled over again and again and again. So the kids heard conversations too many times. They heard fights. They heard bill worries, financial worries. They heard the parents, I'm mad at daddy or mommy, or I'm mad at this, or the world's bad. They often inadvertently bring their children too often into their adult world. This is not about saying that you don't want to expose kids as they grow developmentally appropriately to adult issues and completely shelter them. This is different. This is just, and it's often very unintentional, but that again and again and again, you spill too much into your child's world. And it can also happen with trauma and divorce and loss. There are lots of reasons. So the inconsistency might be that your parents split and now you have to go to different homes every week. Or you never saw that parent again, right? Whatever, or you saw them intermittently. Like, there are so many reasons. So I want to keep that, I'll have you keep that in your mind. But that the way this plays out is your sheer panic in losing everything and everyone all of the time. And what that does to you most today is it makes you more likely to always be like this. So if my partner is having a bad day, I can't stand next to them and be there. I absorb all of their feelings, all of their emotions. And it's almost like they said, here, you hold them. And now I'm stressed, I'm worried, and I can't be good until you're good. That's a very common dynamic, especially in eggshell families. And that can start to lead into more disorganized attachment as well, because those same things also happen with disorganized. But I want you to look at your life and understand that if you relate to the more anxious pattern in some way, that what's often happening is now you've learned to become so trained to rotate around that parent, I usually do this, that you don't know how to separate yourself and to say, I'm sorry you're hurting, but these are your feelings, not mine. This is the whole concept of being an empath and, oh, I'm so super sensitive. Yeah, because you often had to be. And now you don't have a good barrier between you and the rest of the world, especially your loved ones. And this is really hard, like I've talked about, because of the way I was raised. When my kids are unhappy, I can feel the energy and I feel bad and I worry for them. And like a part of that is being attuned. But a part of that can go too far where you're taking on and not letting them have their own feelings in their own space. And this is incredibly important. And so here's your reminder today, if you have any of these qualities, that you're more likely to be hyper empathic, hyper absorbing, always looking for and fearing that there's a threat. So you're in constant state of hypervigilance, a constant state of fight or flight. And that it is wearing down your nervous system and your energy because you're so focused on everyone else that you neglect yourself. And the way that also plays out with this pattern is you become a compulsive caretaker and people pleaser to your own detriment. You are so hyper-focused on everyone else's needs that you neglect your own. And you believe that your value only comes from what you can do and provide for others as you minimize your sense of self, your identity, and your own pain and story. That's what we do. I do it. Many people do it. But one of the ways to work on it is to begin to become aware of this pattern and to challenge and question your compulsive caretaking, your people-pleasing, and your overtaking on other people's emotions. And every time that happens, to readjust. You know what? I'm actually not going to clean up their room for them. They're 23 years old. I'm going to have them do it. Believe me, this is a big problem. Many of us were underparented and now we overparent, I believe. No, my boyfriend's upset and he has a right to be. I'm going to be here, but I'm not going to take it all on. I'm going to visually imagine, like I've said before, suitcases, boxes, bags, boxes, that those are his feelings or her feelings. And that I can sit next to them but not be in them with them. And then you often have to go move your body to deal with it because you're going to have all that anxiety and angstiness. So go take a walk. Go walk on the treadmill. Go jump on your trampoline. Go color. Go call a friend. Go do something. Move your body. And then keep visualizing, these are not my feelings. I care for you, but I don't have to own them. And I can trust that you know I'm here if you need me, but that you will handle it. And it won't cause destruction in our relationship or in the rest of the world. In this moment, it feels like the world's on fire because I have been attuned and learned to take on everyone else's feelings. But there are too many feelings in the world for me to hold everyone else's feelings. And I want to feel loved and lovable. One of the ways I do that is I honor that it is not my responsibility to continue, like in childhood, rotating around everyone and everything. Now, if you have little tiny kids, it's a little bit different. But as your kids get older, or your partner, whatever it is, or your boss, maybe your boss is super moody, it's still important to recognize what belongs to you, and they are worthy of letting their own feelings belong to them. Because we all know we can't fix anyone, no matter how hard we try, right? We try so hard to fix other people, and we cannot do it. We can be there to support them, but we can't make them do it. So feel free to share below what this brings up for you, what you might try to consider backing off of in terms of your compulsive caretaking or hyper making meaning and reading everything and honoring that this is just how you are. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just how you're wired. But that it's an important part of your own healing process. And you are truly, loved and lovable. And you can be, even when you don't try to take on everything for everyone else. So, thanks for being here. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow.